And we are live. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Global Citizens. My name is Calvin. I'm the show's creator and I'm also its host. So, my guest for today is actually the author of a book called The Footloose Book, and it is Ms Marianna Kisvardai here. Mariana has actually been living in around 7 countries approximately, and she has been traveling around in order to improve herself, and she is a relocation specialist. And one very cool fact, her title card is the only one that I don't have to put her name because it's the cover of her book. So the name is already there. All right. Hi, Mariana. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hello, thank you for having me. I'm very well, thank you. Um, just for you to let you know, I'm traveling even now. So if I lose the connection, then I'm gonna reconnect again.
No worries. No worries about that. Okay. Just to let you guys know, Mariana is actually in Zanzibar in Tanzania. And a very cool fact that is actually the hometown, the birthplace of Freddie Mercury. And his real name is Farrokh Bulsara. In fact, it's actually part of a description box. All right. So we will actually begin with the first question, yeah, Mariana. So, what kickstart your interest in pursuing this global citizen's life? And from all your time away from home, how much has your mindset and perspective changed positively from it?
Actually, this traveling lifestyle started quite early because I was doing sports when I was young. So with the team, we were traveling a lot. So I
Okay.
was already like very interested and very hooked on this going around and knowing other cultures and visiting other places. And then at university, I got an opportunity for sorry practical training. So I grabbed this opportunity and I went to the Caribbean and I did 1.5 years there. And then
Oh,
one of the other opportunities they just lined up and I couldn't say no. They were too good to say no. So I just continued in this line, and obviously I really enjoyed it. And as I went from one place to another, and I discovered different cultures, and also discovered different things about myself. So it helped to have a nice idea of who I am and how I want to be. So that's definitely something very positive. And the other
oh,
thing is that I became like super flexible. I learned how to adapt very quick, and I became a person who is not seeing any problems. I instantly see the solution or try to work with whatever is around me, and I think this helps wherever you are in the world.
excellent, excellent. Okay. So this is something that I actually reserved this question for third culture kids. It's because, okay, just to let you guys know, for those who just tuned into the show for the very first time, Global Citizens is a platform whereby I invited third culture kids. So basically, kids who grow up outside of their parents' house, parents' birth country, their passports, expatriates, nomads. So individuals who spend considerable amount of time living outside of their home. Well, when you are visiting a country for holiday, yes, you are exposed to a new experience. But the thing is you are there to enjoy yourself. Whereas if you are there, you see the ups and downs of living there. You get to see issues that you don't commonly see at home, such as like racial issues or even cultural differences. So this is why I invited such individuals. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually so back to the question. Typically, I reserve this question for a digital nomad and TCKs is because we tend to not feel that we are at home because, well, we are typically much more accustomed to living outside our home. So, if you had to pick a rainforest cafe in Vietnam or a stable job which is like 15 minutes away from your house to work, which one would you pick and why?
I think from my smile, you know that I would pick the first one. Absolutely, the rainforest place. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally, no question.
but why though? What why though? Do you prefer a life whereby you are not bound by any area, or it's just because you don't like being in a desk bound?
No, no, I just feel more alive when I'm surrounded by different people. When I actually have this experience of because I know that I can sort out everything, and I can just manage any situation, but I actually need this challenge. I need this feeling. I need this rush a little bit. I think once you start to go and you adapt to this lifestyle, then it becomes part of you so much. Like it's as much as a journey. It's also an inner journey. So I just really enjoy it, and I need that like energy rush.
Yeah, I can kind of relate to that. That's why I'm actually in a co-working space now. Actually, of course, the other reason for that is because the Wi-Fi is really, really good. So, okay, okay. Jokes aside from that, yeah. Okay, Mariana. So, have you experienced a unique learning opportunity? So, in this show, I don't like to call failure a failure, because the thing is that when you're living overseas, there might be some kind of misunderstanding or miscommunication. So I don't think this is considered a failure. I call it a learning opportunity due to cultural differences. Have you ever experienced such a thing?
Yes, obviously I had a lot of this unique learning experiences, and I would mention one thing. I actually once was a little bit feeling sort of lonely, and I thought that if I follow the path of some of my friends, then I will be happy in that country where they were heading to. And so I was offered a job opportunity. I was based at that time in the Seychelles, and I was a resort manager there. And so my friends were all moving to Cape Verde. These were work friends, so we worked in a different location together. And they offered me a position there as well, which was a little bit lower than what I was doing before. It was like operations position. But I said, okay, I'm gonna be happier if I'm surrounded by people whom I already know, and at least if they like this location, then probably I will like it as well. And I was totally misled, like because their feelings, their impressions are different. They are coming from a different point of view and from a different values. And when I arrived to Cape Verde, I said, oh my God, what did I do? I gave up my amazing job in the Seychelles just because I wanted to be a little bit more comfortable. And I said, look, this is not who I am. I'm not looking for comfort. I'm looking for challenge. So that was not the right choice. But I learned a lot from it. So you just need to be a little bit calm for a moment, and maybe take your time as well, and try to see your conclusions, but your own conclusions. Like in that case, it's better if you don't let yourself being influenced by other people.
Yeah.
So this
So
was
trust your
this
own
was
gut.
a good learning opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, what you're trying to say is trust your own gut on what do you think can and don't work for you. Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And you always have these lonely moments because we are roaming around and we are always surrounded by people, but basically the fixed persons in our lives are only our family. And if our family is not around, then you just feel a little bit disconnected all the time. You feel well as well, but in the same time a little bit disconnected. So you just need to learn how to handle this feeling and not try to jump for some comfort when you don't know or you are not sure that it's the right move for you.
Okay. Okay. Mariana, you mentioned about family earlier. Yeah. So how important do you feel the family is as your anchor in what keeps you safe, or basically what keeps you grounded in your global citizens journey? So why I actually ask this is because I recently read an article whereby there will be a bunch of young teenagers who are considered unholy. The thing is because when we were young, I think we all can relate to that, is that we all want to have fun. We all like to go out, we like to party. But the thing is that over time, we actually realize when we get older, we need a sense of stability. And that is what our parents try to do. Why they actually enforce so much rule, why they give us curfew and something like that. So the thing is that if we don't experience it young, and when we are older, that we are not used to it, we cannot accept this kind of thing, and it leads to problems down the line. So for yourself, how important do you feel your family has been in your journey as a global citizen?
I think a little bit differently. I was like never really like a party goer and the person who would just say, okay, let me throw myself somewhere there and let's see what happens. So I was always a little bit more conscious about my choices and about this traveling. But I don't agree that you need a place to find stability. Stability
Mm.
is in you, balance comes from you. So you can create this anywhere. The place, your environment, yes, it will have an impact on you, but you decide what you want to absorb, what you want to be part of you, what you allow to have an impact on you. And that's why I think that all these experiences made me really, really strong. And I got stamina, like mental stamina, not just physical stamina from it.
Right.
So I think that stability, you can look for it outside, but it's impossible to find it. If you try to find stability by grabbing a person or grabbing a place, that's going to be an illusion. If
Yeah.
you don't have this stability and you don't feel settled in your mind, and you don't feel settled with what you are doing and where you are doing it, then you can be anywhere in the world. It's
All right.
impossible that you will feel in balance and you will feel satisfied.
All right. Okay. I actually want to dive in definitely to your creation, which is the Footloose book. Yeah. So I haven't had the privilege of reading it yet. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah. I'm being honest. So the thing is that
That's okay.
by having the author herself here to talk about the book, we get to know a little bit more about it. So, what I understand about the Footloose book is that it is like a summary, or in a sense, like your travel journeys and how to acclimatize to different areas. Oh, and a bit of an extra question: is the name the Footloose book? The Footloose came from the movie itself, the Footloose.
Footloose is how they used to call me at home.
Oh, okay.
They always tell me like, oh my god, you can't stop, you always like have to be lost and you always have to be somewhere in a big challenge or somewhere in a big chaos.
Are
So yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey which I have went through, and it's more of the inner journey, because there are a lot of books out there which are talking about practical nitty-gritty tips, like what you need to bring with you when you go someplace, or what you need to do, or how to get the visa, or how to get a flat, or how to get your kids to school, or other very useful topics. However, I couldn't find anything on the market which would speak about this mental, emotional, and spiritual journey what we go through, and also the preparation, because before you travel you need to know what you are going for. Okay, sometimes it helps the decision if you don't know what you are going for, because then you just go after your passion and you will jump with a yes. But it's much better if you are a little bit prepared. So the book is basically a collection of my experiences, and through these experiences I explain how you could prepare, or how you could have a little bit of a clearer mindset and a more settled heart set throughout your journey. And with this book I was thinking that if I just say you should do this or you should do that, that wouldn't be very welcome, because we are human and we don't like to be told what to do, especially not by a stranger. So
you?
I just put my stories out there, and I say, look, you take as much as you want from it. I share because I care, and I think that at least if um, I have done it already, and another person doesn't need to go through the same hassle, then it might help them. They don't need to waste time and energy on the same things what I have experienced.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so that's
Do you
that's the
ever have?
idea of the book.
All right. Okay. So, do you ever have any people who are doubters who? Oh, okay, I hear a bird. Okay, is that behind me?
Sorry. No, there
I'm
is
hearing
nobody
a
behind.
bird. Oh, there's a bird.
Ah, yeah, there is. Oh, yes, I have a nice bird up there. You see him?
Okay. I
Yeah,
think there are.
I'm on the rooftop, so yes, here they do have a lot of birds.
Okay, that's new. First time I have a bird on my show. So okay, see, this is what you get
Yes,
when you're around the world. You get to experience something new. Okay, sorry. Back to my question. Yeah. So
obviously.
Okay, do you have any people who adopt this, or maybe when they actually finish reading your book, then they told you, hey, I don't have the exact same experience as what you have when I came to this country, or maybe in the exact same country you live. So, what would you advise them to actually have a much more open mindset when they are visiting a new country?
I think it's exactly that's the reason why I didn't write this book as a self-help book or something like that. You know, I put it a little bit like a mix of self-help and a little bit of my journey, because I knew that everybody is seeing different places and different things in their own viewpoint, you know, like how they want to see it and what experiences they had from before, or what influences they have from their friends or families, or if they are alone or if they are with someone. So I just really want to advise those travelers, expats, or multinational families that they are just reading it and taking it as it is, and see what comes through to them. You know, like just very easily. If there is only one word, what they can grab out of it, and it stays on their mind, and they start thinking, and they still stay with this thought, and maybe it takes them to a totally line of thoughts, you know, it's
Yeah,
still good because they still got something out from it, you know. And I don't want them to have the same experience like what I had. I want them to have this inner journey, to start thinking a little bit differently, and to allow themselves to think and feel, and to build this even this spiritual bubble, you know, their own beliefs, so that makes them a little bit stronger, and that makes them a person what they want to be, you know. So I don't want to enforce anything on them. It's not an exact journey or exact tips what they need to follow. It's just ideas, and I hope that they can scoop out something from it.
so okay. Yeah, that's actually a really good. That's actually a really good. That's actually a really good advice. And because the thing is as what you say, people don't like to be told how to do it, how to do a certain thing in a certain way. I actually have a very unique experience whereby in my travel group, I was in South Korea at that time. So my travel group was actually planning to visit in this way or that way just to follow the locals. Reason being is that they said that they worry that other people will judge them. But the thing is I think at that point was I thought that this is an interaction between people we are familiar with. So yeah, I get where you're coming from on that. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Mariana. So I actually will want to ask two more questions, and this is sadly related to autism to an
Yeah, I mean,
extent.
you
Yeah.
just need to yeah.
Sorry. Mariana, please continue.
Yes, I hear you now. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
I'm with you.
All right. Okay. So I actually want to ask two following questions, and it is sadly on racism. So this morning, I actually posted an article. So there's a group of Belgian students who actually visited China. Then what happened was that they take a school photo wearing a traditional Chinese attire with a straw hat, and then they put a sign that says "Coronavirus is here." So this is an incredibly sensitive topic for one thing, and they add on another icing on the cake is that there's one of the students who actually pull her eyes up in order to make the eyes get even smaller. So in order to I don't know whether it's intentional or it's just meant to be a joke to show well sad to say we Asian descendants have small eyes. That's one. And there's also a recent accident in the United Kingdom whereby a Singaporean student, I believe, was attacked simply because he's Chinese descent, and due to this coronavirus, he was assaulted for no reason. So I have multiple cases on this. In fact, one of my past guests on this show. was recently affected by it because the landlord was actually incredibly was being incredibly bigoted towards her just because she's Muslim. So, what would you advise in order to in order to better portray racism in the media? Because if you see what is going on in the media, you assume that somebody who believes Muslim, but the thing is that it's inconsistent with the case. So, what would you advise on that, Mariana?
I mean, first of all, let me say that that when we travel, then we get used to different characters. So we just we just start to see that there is not a big difference, like maybe in our appearance, but we are all human. So for me, that's the base. For me, there is no like different races or different people. For me, we are just people, everyone. And what I think is that there are always some very radical teams around, like some people which are thinking in a different way. And unfortunately, we have very less impact on them. So it's very difficult to influence them or change their mind. But it is because probably they have never been in a situation that they became minority. So like I would really wish for those people to become minority, and when they really feel that on their own skin, then they would maybe think, how they should behave with people from different cultural or racial background. But
Mhm.
for those who feel the minority and being threatened, I would say that in these cases, since you cannot really change the mind of such a person who is like against some nations or races, I would just literally stay quiet and walk out of the discussion, or leave the scene where some insult is happening. Because unfortunately, in this case, if you are alone and you really don't have a platform to reason your things out, then you will be hurt. So you just need to leave. Unfortunately, that's how it is.
Throughout your travels, do you have experienced this very issue at one point? And also, how do you handle it though? Is there any way do you feel that racial intolerance can be spread in a widespread message saying, "Hey guys, you guys are you guys are not being fair to the people." Do you have you How do you advise on that based on your journey, Mariana?
Yeah. um, Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it happened to me when I was in the Caribbean, that the people started to see me a lot. So they knew that I live on the island, because tourists, they don't see that much. They just come and go. So when they knew that I am actually staying on the island, they started to see me on the bus, and they started to call me the white girl. So everybody was calling me the white girl, and I was getting on the bus, and they were calling me, good morning, the white girl. And it was not a very threatening scene, so I could make a joke out of it. So I was always turning it into a funny situation, and then people got used to me, and they started to be friendly, and they learned my name. But at the beginning, it was a little bit like a situation that you feel, oh my god, like, how do I react to this? But I just learned that either you leave the scene if it's really threatening, if you think it's dangerous for you, and you don't open a conversation, or if it's a little bit of a friendlier approach, then you can make a joke out of the situation, and ease up the conversation. These are my two like sort of tips how to handle such.
And if you guys are ever in Indonesia and a Gojek driver asks if you are married, don't get offended, please. It's because that's just their way of being friendly. Yeah, I have several of this several times. Somehow, I have no idea why. There are some complete strangers, and then they ask me some of the personal stuff my own mother doesn't ask me. So, guys, just be open-minded, and yeah, do adapt what the advices that Mariana have given. Okay, Mariana, have you? Okay, so in just to piggyback a little bit about what you mentioned on how you are called as the white in the Caribbean. Have you ever felt insecure about who you are or how you look like in order to better fit in with your host country, especially in your younger days when you first started your global citizen journey?
Mm, yes, I mean it happens periodically. I think with everyone. It's not. It's like the the idea, your self picture is evolving. So you will always have periods when you are happy where you are and who you are, and then you have other periods when you just think, oh my god, I don't like this about myself, or I don't like that about myself, and others can feel it and sense it. And obviously it depends on your environment. So like if there are certain type of people around you, like everybody look like a supermodel and behaves like one, or at least thinks that they are, then you feel insecure because, oh my god, I don't belong here, I don't dress like them, I don't wear the designer things like them. um, for example, it happened to me, the last time when it happened to me, it was in Paris, because in Paris,
Oh,
everybody is super fashionable. Like the women, they look like from the magazines, and I couldn't believe it, like how they can maintain it to look like this every single day. But so I had my times when sorry, I just fixed this somewhere, when I felt like, okay, I'm so odd here, and I don't look like them, and maybe something is wrong with me, and I try this, like putting a little bit more lipstick or adding a little bit of crazier nail polish or something like that. But these were experiments. And then again, I realized after the experiments that this is not who I am. So I just have to live with who I am and how I feel good. I didn't feel good how I was when I was trying to like imitate what they were doing to sort of blend in and be exactly like them. Then I realized that it's not me. So I think you do need the experiment. You do need this low point when you feel like, okay, I don't look like them. I'm not so chic. I'm not so hunch or whatever. And the point is to realize that I look like them or blending is not, this is not me. And then you find maybe some things which you say, yeah, this is me. This I can totally do. So you take
all
away
right.
the positives again, and then you leave the things which are not suiting you behind. That's what I think. That's what is working best, at least for me.
All right. All right. Okay. Sorry, there's a comment here. Oh, it's from Raisin. Hi, Raisin. How are you? Okay. So just let me show it. Okay. So this is Mr. Raisin Chu. Raisin is actually the
Hello.
one who Raisin is actually the one who referred the two of us. Okay, so Raisin is the host of the Legacy show. It's actually one of the show that inspired my own show to create. So I've actually stayed keep in touch with Raisin from from my time in Singapore, and yeah, just so when we are able to, we usually discuss our own experience from our own show, and yeah, how we can actually do that. So I want to give a shout out and a thanks to Raisin. Is because he's the one who referred Mariana to come to the show. So thank you so much. Okay, okay, Mariana, how have you handled reverse cultural shock?
Yes.
So to let you guys know, Mariana is actually from Hungary, and she's actually the first of my guests who is from Hungary. So that's a milestone in an sense, I
Nice.
guess. Okay, so for
Nice. I'm happy to be the first one.
you're most welcome. Okay, so how when you throughout your time traveling, then after that, when you return back to Hungary, you meet your friends, you meet your families. Have you experienced a reverse cultural shock whereby you feel is that maybe some of the practices done in your own birth country doesn't feel right, or maybe if you have done this in a way that maybe this country have done it, it's actually a lot more efficient. Have you ever experienced such things, and how do you handle it, Mariana?
I just, I often feel that I don't belong there anymore, because their daily routines, the way how they live, just the lifestyle is not how I am anymore. But like real huge cultural shocks, I didn't really experience. I just felt like, since you are not part of the daily life of your friends anymore, they discuss different topics, their interest is different, they are practicing different hobbies, and you just don't really have many things in common. But this is not really like a huge cultural shock. I would say that it was more like a little bit of a sad moment, that you feel like, okay, I didn't belong to the places where I have been to, and now I don't belong here either. So where do I connect, or how do I connect to anyone? But
Welcome to the
like I
Global
said, in
Citizen
these
Club.
cases, I always found support of my family. So wherever I am, it doesn't really matter. My family is always there for me. And sorry, what is it?
Welcome to the life of the global citizens.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
sorry, Maria.
But then,
Uh,
in the same time, you have you have to be grateful for what you have. You have to be grateful for all these experiences. And actually, I am grateful that I do belong to anywhere. I can belong to anywhere where I want to.
yeah,
So I don't need to have one option because I have thousand options.
there's a total of 195 nations under the United Nations Charter. So I think you've covered seven. So yeah, you still have
Actually,
198.
actually,
One.
I have lived in 11 countries.
Oh, oh, sorry about that. Oh, okay. So it's okay.
But it's
184.
okay. It's fine. Yeah. So
Believe
there are
it
still
or
many
not,
options.
Vietnam is not. Oh wow! Do you know that you have climbed to the second highest number of citizens, highest number of countries that's lived in my show. I think the record is as of now is 12 countries.
12.
And whereas
Okay,
you
nice.
mentioned the number of countries that you have already visited, the record is 150.
Ah, nice. No, I have something around 58 or 50 something countries which I have visited, plus this 11 where I have lived too. So I'm a little bit behind, but I'm gonna work on that.
Okay, so that's a very important journey, my friend. Okay. Earlier you mentioned you have difficulty in adjusting back to your hometown. You just don't feel that you belong in the country anymore. How important do you feel is an outlet, like a creative outlet, in order for you to actually express yourself, to better calm yourself down? So why I asked this question is because I noticed that like myself or any other who has experience with multicultural life, we tend to gravitate things that is more creative focused. I have my show, for example. One of my past guests actually is an article writer, the third culture thoughts. So he actually created articles based on his experiences growing up as a Filipino in Taiwan and currently in the United States. And along with that, there's also multiple upcoming guesses, or in fact, some of those who actually work or wish to work for the United Nations, that they feel that it makes them feel that they're a bigger part of the world. So, how do you feel this is an important outlet for your case as you are an author?
I mean, that's the reason why I started to write, because I have been a writer all my life. I am a person who expresses myself well when I can write. Like speaking and being on a camera is not that much of my thing, but what writing is. And since I have been taking notes throughout these countries and throughout these years, I thought, okay, maybe I get the courage and I just get it out there. But I didn't stop writing. Sorry. I probably have a material now for another book or even two. So this is how I get my thoughts out. And now I started my blog as well on my website, so that helps me a lot as well. So I try to share what I experience, and I just put it out there so people can learn from it, and I hope they do. So I hope it can help some others.
All right. Okay. This will be my last question. So, what advice would you give to someone who is pursuing this lifestyle that you're doing, the global citizens' lives, global hopping life. A young man or lady who is at a cross point of their life, maybe is because now they are tired of their career. They don't feel that they've experienced much. Maybe I think they will be told you need to travel in order to experience this lifestyle more. And also the last one is that if they want to do this global hopping lifestyle, if they don't have any savings with them, how would you advise them?
The easiest way to start is find out what you want to do. Like I suggest that for like few weeks, every single day, you write down all the positive things what you experience throughout your days. Okay, but do it for few weeks, because if you only do it for few days, you're not going to have enough inspiration. So once you have this list, then you will see what is more or less the lifestyle, or what are the things what you appreciate and what you want your days to be filled with. Then try to find a job abroad, because since you don't really have savings, you will need to find support. So find a job abroad which is somehow aligned with your experiences and with the things what you are looking for, which is on your list, the positive things, right?
Yep.
And then the job will support you. The job will get you to the site, most likely. And then you have your opportunity to start a new life and get your experiences. And also, my suggestion is that once you get out from your place, from your country, or from your city, because sometimes it's not a radical move to another country, sometimes it's a small move from your village to a big city in your own country, but that can be also very shocking. So when you make your move, I suggest that you don't look for the same things what you had in your previous life. Rather, you should enjoy everything small, what you like. It's your new place, and you need to enjoy the things which are abundant and available at your place, you know. So like, if I used to eat brown bread every single day at my home, then when I come to a tropical place, like for example now in Zanzibar, I'm not going to look for my brown bread because I know that it's not going to be available. And I'm not going to get upset about it, but rather I will look around and I will see, okay, there is banana bread, there is I don't know, cumin bread, just to mention few, and I'm going to grab those things and I will enjoy those things, you know. I will choose my favorite here locally, what is available, so I don't need to get upset that the things which I had at home, they are not available. So like that, you open your mind and you focus on the good things. And I think this is very, very important when you start a new journey.
All right. Oh, okay. I'm trying to imagine what does a cumin bread look like, but okay. I hope I get to try that in the future. Okay.
It's
All right.
actually like it looks like a brioche. Sorry, just to explain to you, it looks like a brioche, but it has a cumin inside, like the seeds. It's not bad.
Okay. Hope I get to try that in the future. All right. That is actually my last question. Okay. So I also need to give a little shout out for Mr. Fuji who gave a like for this comment. Thank you so much for watching, brother. All right. For those of you who tune into the show, the rest is thank you so much for tuning in. Again, it's not that I don't appreciate my audiences. The reason why I do not give shout outs is firstly, I can't see your name. This StreamYard platform doesn't allow me to do it. Yeah, I've been told on this a few times. Sorry about that. But the reason why I did not wish to change this is because I want to give a focus to my guests, to my utmost. So I guess so. If you guys want to receive your shout outs, please give a like for this video so that I can see who you are. So